Are you a filmmaker who's been thinking about starting your own videography business, but are really unsure of where to start or how to do this? If so, don't worry. I'll break down a few of the most crucial steps, in my opinion, when it comes to starting your videography business. Without further ado, let's get to the first step, which is all about starting your business. Setting up shop as a videographer is absolutely essential. In fact, it's essential for starting pretty much any business. However, personally, I recommend doing so as an LLC because there are so many awesome benefits. There are many fantastic reasons for wanting to do it, but for me, the main one is liability because doing so makes you a limited company. There are a lot of other things that you'll need in order to set up your limited liability corporation, but they will provide you the peace of mind and let you sleep at night knowing that you are protected in your business. Let's just talk about branding and websites right now. Regardless of the social networking platform you use, all of them will have a link to a website. It's almost like an unwritten regulation that every business must have a website, especially if you're a filmmaker. Because people need a location to go in order to view your portfolio, you should make sure that everything on your website is on point and that it looks professional when it is built. Building out your portfolio when you're first starting out is absolutely crucial. But hear me out. As a videographer, when I first started out, I assumed that people would want to know where I went to school, which is, spoiler alert, I did not. I was self-taught and did not have the opportunity to attend film school because, unfortunately, it was just too expensive. As a result, this was my mistake. When you initially start out, you might believe that the best way to go about doing something like this is to get hired by clients and then take those films and put them on your website. This is a fantastic idea, but there's actually a little better method to go about accomplishing this. In reality, it just takes to shoot your own spec ads. Particularly when you're first starting out, it's important to keep full creative control over these projects because you'll have more time, fewer strict deadlines, and an opportunity to produce your best work. Because, let's face it, clients frequently request changes that you don't necessarily agree with. However, you still have to comply because, after all, they hired you, so what do? This is where the director's cuts may really help, and I've used this tactic on several videos that are currently available on my site. As we can see, a customer might occasionally request a tweak or an edit into a video that you might not always watch. At the end of the day, you're working for the client, and it is your responsibility to create the video they are looking for. However, this doesn't mean that what goes on your website has to be the original video. This is because you can make a director's cut, which is a slight alteration to the original video. The final topic I want to discuss is gear. I know you guys are probably surprised it has taken me this long to get to, but it's important when you first start filmmaking. Let's face it, you're going to need a camera, lenses, camera support, and a computer to handle the editing, so you're going to need a lot of equipment to get started with your business. It's better to actually buy less than you believe you need at the start. Let me explain. Most professional videography businesses and production organizations don't actually own that much equipment. In reality, they're renting equipment for the project they're working on. The biggest advantage of renting equipment is that it forces you to think about getting the right equipment for the project rather than just using what you have access to. I advise many starting filmmakers to consider one thing. How will you actually use this new piece of equipment on your shoots? Knowing how to use something and being aware of potential obstacles are two very important things to know when it comes to purchasing the proper equipment. Just though something has better quality, has a better image, has more megapixels, or anything else doesn't mean you should use it if it slows you down or makes the process so challenging that you don't even want to shoot with it. Building a videography business involves a lot of different aspects. And believe me, I know how confusing it may look. It may seem intimidating, but keep in mind, it's also a lot of fun. In terms of your time, space, and capacity for creativity, there's a lot of flexibility. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to learn more about how you can grow your business as a filmmaker.